Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pima Voices. My name is Savannah, and I'll be your host. Today, I'm sitting down with Skylie Estep, who is the HR Director for the Americas with South 32. And today, we are going to explore how partnerships between education, industry, and philanthropy are shaping Southern Arizona's future. How are you today, Skylie?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I'm good. Thank you. I'm happy that you're here. And I forgot to also mention you are a board member for Pima Foundation. So it's another reason why it's so great to have you in, as I like to say, the hot seat today.
Yes.
And so for people who don't know who Skylie is and maybe who is or what is South 32 and why you wanted to join the board, go ahead and give us a little bit about yourself and those topics there.
Yeah. So I work for an organization called South 32, as you mentioned. We're a mining and minerals organization. We're developing a greenfields project in southern Arizona called the Hermosa Project. This project will allow us to produce up to 5 critical minerals, currently focusing on zinc and manganese production. So we're really excited to execute this project in the local area in Santa Cruz County. It's about a $3 billion project.
Oh, wow.
And so the economic benefits of that are going to be pretty substantial for that part of the state. In my role, I'm lucky enough to kind of span across the full all realms of human resources.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of what I'm doing in my day-to-day activities is focused on workforce development. So I have an opportunity to partner with Pima Community College, with the Santa Cruz County Provisional Community College District in Nogales, as well as really influencing how we partner with both of those organizations to develop programs that are sponsored by our organization. So really focusing on that industry community college partnership. And it's something that I'm really passionate about. I think we'll talk a lot more about, how these opportunities create opportunities for others. But I've been in the mining industry for almost 20 years, which is a little bit scary to say. I'm like, how did I get here? And that's been my favorite thing about the industry is just the amount of opportunity that it creates for people, whether you're a generational mining family or someone new to the industry, and really how we're able to be an attractive industry for people who maybe don't have a history in mining. So really sharing what types of roles are necessary in our organization or other organizations, anywhere from your typical mining engineers, geologists, operators, maintainers, those types of things, but also biologists, environmentalists, HR professionals, legal professionals, external affairs, government relations, and really tying all these together. There's an opportunity for anyone who would want to join the industry. And so I'm really a strong advocate for the industry and how we create opportunities, especially for people who maybe who are maybe underrepresented in the industry. So it's a very big passion of mine.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is obviously a very new topic for me. I was like, oh, what's South 32? And I was like reading about it, and I was like, okay, mining. And I was like, I know nothing about mining or anything. But you had mentioned part of it is building those partnerships with the college and the Santa Cruz College to kind of create these programs. So what does that look like in the form of that partnership to kind of build out these programs for people who are interested within the mining industry?
Mm-hmm. So our approach has really been kind of two-pronged. And I'll talk about kind of the more tactical piece first, and then I'll talk about more of the strategic overarching vision of that. So in the first instance, we have a workforce plan that's required for us to ensure that we're able to meet our production targets and all of those things safely. We take that workforce plan and we identify, okay, what are the skills that we need? Obviously, since it's a construction project, it takes us time to build the project and things so that we're ready for operations. But that gives us a lot of time to invest in program development and training programs that will really ensure that we have the employees ready for when we need them. We have a commitment to hire 80% local employees from Santa Cruz County. So we'll have roughly 800 to 900 jobs when we're in full
Oh, wow.
production to support our operation. And 80% of those will come from Santa Cruz
Oh, wow.
County.
That's substantial.
It is. It is
Yeah.
quite substantial. But it's a community that hasn't had underground mining in a very, very, very long time. And especially not kind of that next generation type of mine that we'll have. So we'll utilize a remote operating center and things. So working with Pima Community College and the Provisional College in Santa Cruz County, we started with an electrician certificate program. It's already a program that Pima Community College offers at its campuses in Pima County. But we wanted to ensure that we were reducing barriers related to travel, childcare, you name it. There's barriers to access, and we wanted to make sure that we were eliminating those as much as possible. So we asked Pima if they would partner with the Provisional College to help us implement this program locally. And they've been great partners. We're really thankful for the partnership between the two colleges to help us meet our vision. We kicked that program off last August. We had 16 students who enrolled in the program. And actually, this past Friday, we had our first graduation ceremony for those students. So 11 students graduated with their certificate. They're going through application processes and stuff now to apply for jobs with South 32 or maybe other organizations. It was really an opportunity for us to showcase that we can do this, and we can do it in a way that is meaningful to the community and accessible, which is, I should have said accessible first, because that is the most important part in my mind, is making sure that there's access to these opportunities.
So you had mentioned like you have the electrician program, right? And having that with the college. And so what are other sort of maybe job opportunities that people aren't really aware that is kind of entwined with that mining? Because like obviously when you think of mining, I'm just like, oh, like we're going in the ground, but like what does that like entail? Because you said earlier there's so many other kind of opportunities that are encompassed in that and what you can do. So are there any other maybe programs or opportunities that you're looking for from students who are maybe interested in that sort of work? What are some other opportunities that are kind of falling in that sort of mining realm?
Yeah. So in addition to the electrician certificate program, we're actually doing the ribbon cutting next Friday for the automated industrial technology program, which will also be implemented in the local community. I mentioned that we will have a remote operating center in Nogales. That center is called Centro. And we will have our remote and autonomous operators working from that location. They will be operating equipment that sits at the mine about 25 miles away as the crow flies. So they're really able to use kind of the automation components that they would learn through that program, as well as, kind of thinking through like data science and how you use real-time data to make quick decisions to safely operate what's necessary. So those are the two programs we're starting with. In addition to sponsoring kind of the program design and implementation at the Provisional College, we also are fully sponsoring the students. So
really?
Through
That's
a scholarship.
So great.
So they're paying nothing. And we are also, we've set up emergency funds so that students don't have to kind of decide, do I need to pick up an extra shift at work in order to pay my electricity bill? They can, if they're having an issue, they can go to the representative at the Provisional College and just let them know, I'm really struggling with this. And there's a form and stuff that they fill out, and they're able to access those funds so that they don't have to make some of those tough decisions. They're really accelerated programs. So if you miss one or two classes, it can be really impactful.
Difficult.
Yeah. So working to kind of get those programs in place so that we have a really good flow. People are understanding what the programs are. They're understanding who South 32 is. They know that they can apply for these programs without it necessarily, requiring them to come work for our organization. We want to create opportunity that can be as far-reaching as possible. So that's kind of the foundation of what we're doing with those programs. We will work with our OEM providers. We also have selected Sandvik and Normet, which are two equipment providers for mining equipment on a battery electric fleet. So we placed the largest battery electric fleet order in the mining industry for underground equipment in mining's history
there's like
so
so
far.
much of this. I'm like,
so
wow.
there's a lot of things that we will be partnering with both the Provisional College and Pima to help implement some of those programs. Some of those programs, they're in very early discussions, kind of, hypothetically, how do we leverage some of these things? I recently purchased a battery electric vehicle. It's obviously not a large mining truck, but I had to take it into the shop to be maintained, and it took a very long time for it to get fixed because there's only a small number of certified battery electric vehicle maintenance technicians.
I didn't think about that.
And so if we need this on a larger scale, it has to be, a multi organization partnership. So we can't do it on our own. It's not our equipment. I mean, we own the equipment, but we aren't, the designers and the developers of those pieces of equipment. So working with them, working with the colleges to ensure that we're able to build some of those programs out. In addition, you have your general, finance, HR, legal, external affairs, government affairs, those types of things, which, a typical business degree or an accounting degree would help set you on the path for some of those things. But the majority of our roles actually don't require a degree. So if people wanted to get certifications or certificates in certain like skilled trades or other things so that they're able to build their capability and go into the workforce sooner, that is very much okay in our industry. So it's something we're really excited about. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't realize like how vast of like job opportunity there is within the mining industry. Like I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness, like I'm like so fascinated right now by everything that you're sharing, because like I said, like this is a topic that's obviously very new to me, but I'm all like, that is so cool and very, very interesting. The more like that you are speaking about it all, I didn't realize how many moving parts there are as well. And you guys having these opportunities where you're fully funding the students' education to, go through these programs and everything. Like that's a very big opportunity for people to have and to get started in the workforce. And like you said earlier, like workforce development is a really big thing. Like you speaking, I'm like, oh, she's not kidding. It is like a really big thing that you guys are focused on. And that's like really tremendous and a really great opportunity for the entire community. As you mentioned, like it's going to be a really big economic investment within the community. And I just had no idea. I'm all like, what else is there? And so that's like very, very exciting. And so obviously you kind of demonstrated like how businesses can create such a really impactful, stronger role in the community by hiring employees. Like you said, there in the very end of the project, there could be 800 to 900 job opportunities. And just think about how many people that's like a substantial amount of people within a singular community. And you said 80% will come from the county, right?
Yep.
Essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a large number.
And in our, the way we look at our project when it goes into operational is, it has the potential to be multi-generational. So these are jobs that will be available for many years, multiple decades. So we're really pleased to be able to deliver on that. South 32's purpose, kind of the abridged version, is to help people realize the potential of their resources and allowing them to capitalize on what that means. And this, for us, really does put that purpose into motion, where the community is the owner of the natural resources that are in the land, and how we use our skill set to develop those resources to then give back to the community and help a community thrive is very important to the organization. And it's one of the reasons why I feel so connected to South 32 is because of the opportunities that we have to create some of those opportunities for people. So,
well, I think that's very amazing. Like I said, I'm like very, very fascinated. I'm like, I want to like talk some more about this. Like, this is so interesting for me and such a great topic that I think a lot of people can benefit from. And, you know, you said like giving back to the community and everything is a big thing here. And I know one way you've given back to, I'm going to pivot, but one way you've given back to the community is through El Tour de Tucson, which the foundation is a nonprofit partner for the past 2 years. And we're doing it again this year. And you like kicked butt in your fundraising. I was all like, go Skylie. Like, I was like, you go girl. And you raised quite a few $1,000s for support. And so how was that for you? That whole journey of, you know, I don't know if you're like a major cyclist, but I would assume so. Because what was your ride that you did?
I did the 32 miles. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a major cyclist. I actually picked up cycling during COVID. And it was a really good way for me to get outside and, you know, kind of, I like cycling because it helps me clear my head. And so I don't probably do it as much as I did during that period of time. But I had a friend who has also recently taken up cycling in the last couple of years. And she and her husband had signed up, and she asked me to sign up as well. I hadn't really done a lot of training, but I was like, you know, yeah, I'll do it. I'd wanted to do it for a couple of years, but some other things had happened. And last year was a great opportunity for me to do that. And then getting involved in the foundation is actually how I learned that the foundation was a partner with El Tour. I wasn't expecting to raise as much money as I did, and I was really happy, and I'm really thankful for everyone who donated. I had people donate to kind of my race from our corporate office in Australia.
Oh my gosh.
There was money that was being, you know, raised all over the world, and I thought that was really, really fun. I think I have a fairly decent following on social media and stuff, and so being able to kind of communicate what I was doing and really share the mission of the foundation so that other people knew kind of what the foundation does to create opportunities for students. That's something most everyone can get behind. And we weren't asking for a lot of money. Marcy had actually a few months ago had someone come in and speak to us about, you know, kind of those smaller donations. Like oftentimes people think, oh, a foundation, they're just going after these large endowments and, you know, long-term funding opportunities. But what we learned in that session that Marcy had organized was that it's actually the really small things that just add up over time. And this was a case study in that. It was like, I think I put in $250 or something of my own and said, I just want to match what I've put in. And it just built momentum. And I was as shocked as you.
I was so blown away. I was like, that is so amazing.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just fun to do El Tour. Like, it's something different and exciting. And then to be able to kind of raise funds and everything. Like, I was like, oh, that girl is doing so amazing.
And I think that's the thing is like, it didn't take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like you said,
it kept me
the
accountable to riding the
things.
race.
That is true. Yeah. It will definitely hold you accountable because you're just like, these people are backed behind me and backed behind the reason why I'm doing this. So you're like, I can't let them down, you know? And, you know, you made a really great point of how a lot of people think you need to make these large sum amounts of donations, but really it's like, okay, like if 30 people did $10, like that's, you know, that's plenty to reach your goal. That surpasses your goal that you had of 250. So, I mean, it's just those little tiny increments that can do a lot more. And it's not always such a big number. It can be something so small. And so I know you haven't signed up for El Tour yet, but I wanted to inspire you.
Oh.
So here's
this is very nice. Yes.
So these are the jerseys that we designed for last year, but we're gonna do these ones again this year. So it has, you know, the Pima Foundation on the back, And so when you're ready to sign up again for
Yes.
this year,
Yeah.
here you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Now this holds me accountable.
Yeah, I'm like, surprise.
Yes.
'Cause-
I'll call you my accountability buddy now.
You should, because this is the first year that I'm actually going to do cycling. I've done the 5K the past 2 years because I'm like, I can't do the cycling. But this year, I'm like, I'm going to one up myself and push myself harder. And so I'm going to attempt to do the 32 mile in hopes that I do well. And I know Sabi in the office is going to try to do the 32, and we live roughly within the same neighborhood. So we're like, we're going to hold each other accountable when things slow down. And so
Yep.
now we can just have like a little accountability chat of
Yes.
like, we can do it. And so we are running out of time for today's episode, but was there anything else that you wanted to share about South 32 or like the mission or just about being on the foundation board or anything that you wanted to kind of like get off your chest today?
I think one of the things that, kind of as I reflect on the role that I play from a workforce development perspective, I don't think that there's enough industry people involved in workforce development. I also sit on the Workforce Arizona Council, which is a governor's appointed council at the state level that supports workforce development initiatives and planning for those. I'm the second vice chair, and the more I get involved, the more I realize that we need others to other industries to get involved as much as some of the organizations that are already involved in Pima Community College. I know Raytheon and some others are very involved, but I think partnering with your community colleges, understanding what the needs are for students, you'd be surprised how much can go a long way. It's relatively small in your bottom dollar as an organization. It obviously is a lot of money personally, but when you get involved and you give people your time and you share the knowledge and some of those things with people, that goes a very, very long way. And I think getting more people enrolled in that discussion is always going to be really important. Pima Community College partners with the Center for the Future of Arizona and the Aspen Institute on a program called Workforce Leadership Academy. And South 32 sponsored last year. We're going to sponsor the last cohort, and we're going to sponsor the next cohort. And that really does kind of bring industry, educators, and some of those intermediaries together. So you have all legs of the stool partnering on how they might make an impact from a workforce development perspective, because we all have to be working together in order to meet the needs that we all have from a workforce perspective, but then also creating opportunity for people who maybe wouldn't have it otherwise. So it's something that's really important to me. I think the more people that can get enrolled in it, the better things will be. Time for that is now. Don't wait. Just get involved.
Yes,
Someone will take your help.
that.
Everyone will take your
Yes.
help. So just do it. Jump in. And you meet so many great people along the way. So I'm very appreciative of getting involved in the foundation and then other things that my role allows me to get involved in for all of those reasons.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's beneficial on both ends, right? Like if you invest in an individual in your community, they're most likely going to invest in you.
Yes.
And so then you have a possible employee who's going to have a job with you and then benefit your company and so forth, and everyone keeps growing. And so there's mutuals to each sides, and one can't really thrive without the other. So It's a working wheel. And so thank you so much for coming in today and sharing all that. I really am fascinated by everything that you talked about today. And I'm like, how can we talk more about this? And so I'm definitely going to reach out to you again so we can figure out maybe how we can share some of the knowledge that you shared with us today and expand on that, because I think it's, like I said, I'm like fascinated. I'm really interested about it. And I think, as you mentioned too, like the more people know about investing in their community, the more we can all benefit and work together and everything. And so I'm really excited to see what's next.
Great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for everyone to tune in today's episode, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.